it's been really cool to see his progression from the primetime game that we had against the Rams till now. Just being in the right spots. It's just a lot of the reps that we've gotten throughout training camp and leading up to this point. So, all of this that everyone's seeing isn't new to our team, but, now that he's being implemented more and getting the ball, going through the progressions, that's just what it is. He's a baller.
You had all kinds of yards and points, and last year was a special year offensively, but you didn't do it like you're doing it now, the 12, 14, 16 play drives. What's been different for you guys?
Well, I think what's been different with the quarterback play is now not trying to force things down the field if it's not there, taking the check downs, allowing our runners in space to go get first downs. Hopefully they can break a tackle, and you can use that also as essentially a run play if you look at it in that sense. And we like our matchups with our guys in space. So that's what I would attest to today's performance for us offensively.
Sometimes when players are off for a week or 2 or 3 weeks, they get a chance to see the game a little bit differently from the side. Was this something when you came back that you wanted to implement, to be a little bit more ball control, keep drives alive longer?
Not necessarily. I think coming back, it's more so how can we get back into our rhythm as an offense, finding that rhythm, whether it's in the run game, the action game, the pass game, whatever that looks like, and just protecting the ball, not trying to force things if it's not there. We got good enough players to where if we get them the ball in space, we like our chances. So that's sort of been the mindset coming back, and really pocket presence as well. If guys want to drop 8 or if they want to bring pressure, just feeling that out. If I still have time in the pocket, just moving subtly, things like that.
Talk a bit about having to limit an explosive player like Max Crosby on defense. How did you guys game plan for him, and ultimately how are you guys able to pull off just limiting him to 5 total tackles?
He's a dog. Everybody knows that around the league. If you watch his tape, he's in every play. Dude has a motor like no other. Got a lot of respect for him, got a lot of respect for his game. A lot of what we did was, because of where he was on the field. So we had a lot of check outs of runs and things like that to go away from him. Once you get somebody like that going in the game and he gets a rhythm, it's sort of hard to stop it regardless of the scheme or whatever. Players make the plays work. So got a lot of respect for him.
When Diablo was closing in on you on the last touchdown, did you see Jonnu, or did you know he was going to be there the whole time, or did all of a sudden he come open to you?
I don't know. I think that was for Jonnu, that was a feel space kind of play because essentially that wasn't what we called for that play to be. And I think he just felt space and was like, if I break it in, I could run into this guy over here. And he kind of just throttled going forward and was just like, yo, I'm over here. And so I got out. I think at the beginning of it, the motion kind of messed up what they wanted to do. I think they were trying to get into a zero look. And I think 5, with the communication in the back end, I think it was messed up. And so that's why they dropped it. It was 2 for 3, and they were trying to bring 5. But it kind of helped that they had that communication error because he ended up adding late. So that was cool.
As the leader of this offense, just to give Jake Bailey essentially a day off with no punts, can you describe that feeling?
Yeah, free money for him. Good for him. It's great for him. We took a picture, had 0 punts. Happy for him, It should signify that, for the most part, things are going well offensively.
What keyed the 10 for 14 on 3rd and 4th downs?
What key?
What was the key, yeah?
I think just staying in it, having continued to have the seakeeper mindset, and each play stands on its own merit. Just go through my reads, and also having in the back of my head with what other teams have played prior to us on 3rd downs, that they could potentially, do that instead of what they would normally do in those down and distances, and having those answers. So I think everyone was dialed in and locked in on that.
So looking back at the past 2 games, how close or far do you think you guys are to playing your best football?
Well, I think I think it's a week-to-week thing. We just got to build off of what, we can learn from this week. We move forward. We see what the next opponent is and things that we can do to get better to give us the edge to win that next game, and we'll continue to move forward. I don't think anyone can play their best game, essentially, but you try to minimize the amount of mistakes that you have in games, and so I think that's what we're trying to do.
Tua, on that topic, just talk a bit about there's a couple of big playoff caliber matchups ahead. However, you do have New England next Sunday. Just talk a bit about not looking too far ahead, especially against a team that you guys have already beaten earlier this season. Yeah,
we're looking forward to playing New England, but first off, we're going to enjoy the win tonight, go home to our families, hang out with our friends, whatever that looks like. Then we'll come in Monday, watch the film, put that to rest, and then we'll get on to New England and focus on that week.
I think you had extended play completions to Jalen and Tyreek. I might be missing another one. But are those plays particularly rewarding? Do you get a personal sort of rush of confidence when those occur, the extended plays?
Yeah, sure, if you will, yeah. Anytime we can extend plays and keep their offense off the field, and we can continue to be on the field, you love that at all times. I just gotta be better with protecting the ball inside the pocket. That's it.
Tua, just to put up the amount of points that you guys did, how gratifying is it understanding, all right, all this work, we're finally seeing this on Sundays?
It's cool. It's cool. And we're glad that everyone gets to see it. One thing that I know with the players in the locker room is they're not satisfied. There's a lot of things that we wish, we could have done better, especially on my end with my play, with some throws. I wish I could have had back for certain guys, but that's just the way the game goes. It's football. You learn from it, and you continue to play the game as it is.
Tua, your first touchdown came on a tip ball on 4th down. And then your last touchdown of the game, you just popped wide open.
Mm-hmm.
First time all season, winning 2 in a row. Feel like you have a little bit of momentum going into the back half of the season?
Yeah, I would say anytime you can get a win in the NFL, it's always a momentum builder for your team, for your locker room, for the organization. It always feels better when your body's hurting after a win than a loss. So I would say we're looking forward to New England next week. We're going to enjoy this game and move forward.